What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Thursday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault. My social media handle, at Sports Talk Matt. That is the same handle for me in the Discord channel. Welcome to like 150 of you who joined overnight last night to the Discord channel. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. That's awesome. BettingPros.com/chat to join the Discord channel, to come on in, to be a part of the community here for the Daily Juice and more. Very cool stuff with that. Thank you for all you guys who jumped on in. Hopefully you're going to have a good time and enjoy it. We have had a pretty good week. 3-1, 3-1, 3-1. That's a 9-3 mark, up nearly 6 units for the week. That's not bad. Let's see if we can keep it going today. 4 bets again. This is working, right? 4 bets, 3 sports. That's what we've done Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Here on a Thursday, we're right back into it. 4 bets and 3 sports. This podcast being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com. Promo code is JUICE in the search bar. It's going to save you $30 off your order. Minimum purchase may be required during the semi-annual sale. 50% off site-wide going on right now at OmahaSteaks.com. Promo code JUICE in the search bar at OmahaSteaks.com. Saves you $30 off your order. Okay, we'll go hockey, football, basketball. Let's start with hockey. Now, going to tell you right now at the top, I have some personal plays. I'll have a lot going. It's a big night in hockey. I'll have a bunch of bets going in hockey. But here are the two bets I like the best that I'm going to make official. Let's start with the Rangers and the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota is 4-1 to the over on the road. But the Rangers are 3-0 to the under at home. It is Igor versus Gustafsson. Now, if he's not playing, you're going to want to get out of this, okay? He needs to be playing. It needs to be Igor, okay? As long as it's him, he's 6-2 with a 2.36 goals against average. Shesterkin has been at home, 3-1 on the year for the Rangers at home. The Wild have been bad, losing record 2-3-2, I believe it is, on the road for the Minnesota Wild. At home, Shesterkin has been lights out. 235 goals against average. He's 2-1 on the year. He, in his last game at home for the Rangers against Carolina, a 2-1 win. Against Nashville, a 4-1 loss, but then a 2-1 win over Arizona. Those are the 3 games he's played at home. He's won 4 consecutive starts, however. 2-1, 3-2, 4-3, 3-1. That's 3-1 to the under over his last 4 starts. I lean towards the under in this game, even with the Wild, but I'm concerned at just the Wild giving up a ton of goals here and the Rangers winning the game, 5-2 or 5-, it's 6, so 5-1, and you get a push out of it. I'm a little concerned of that because Gustafsson is 2-3-1, so they're 2-3-1 on the road, not 2-3-2, 2-3-1 on the road. On the road, what happened to this guy? 6.51 goals against average for Philippe Gustafsson. I don't get it, man. This guy was awesome last year. Awesome last year. On the road this season. Now, he just lost or just won at home against these Rangers 5-4. He gave up 3 goals. Lost in a shootout. But Flyers, 6 goals. Toronto, 7 goals. His 2 road starts have been horrific so far this year. And the number's only minus 128. Rangers, money line, minus 128, minus 130. Take it, lay it. This is that number's wrong. Rangers should be a much bigger favorite here than they are, given where Minnesota is, given who's in net. Again, it needs to be Igor for the Rangers. So he's expected, not confirmed. If by some reason he is not in net, we need to reassess this bet. But because I bet overnight, Quick hasn't been horrible, though. Quick's 3-0, 3-0-1 with a 1.77 goals against average. So actually, I may even stay with it, even with it. But Rangers lost the first one 5-4. They flip around. Now they're in New York. Different venue, different spot, different outcome. Rangers money line, minus 128. Second bet. The Vegas hangover trend is alive. We bet this last time. A team that plays against the Vegas Golden Knights, the next time they play, when they go home after playing on the road, they are an over machine. 34-8-1. The over 3-0 this year, 81% over the last 3 seasons. The total for the Penguins and the Kings is 6.5 at -130. The Kings are 5-0 this year to the over at home. Penguins are 2-2 on the road. It's Copley against Jari. Copley's goals against average for the Kings, 4.98. No bueno. Jari, better, 2.51, but this is a back-to-back for the Kings. Kind of a theme here with back-to-backs. More on that in a second, but back-to-backs could be sloppy play, tired legs, scoring opportunities here for Pittsburgh, scoring opportunities for the Kings, who played really well last night, beating Vegas 4-1. We're going over 6.5 for 1.3 units here. Kings and the Pittsburgh Penguins, over 6.5 at -130. If you want another bet for hockey, and maybe you're doing well on the day and you want to follow a trend, the Colorado Avalanche are 3-0 on the puck line this year. They play Seattle. Now, Seattle is 5-2 to the under on the road. Colorado is 2-1 to the under at home. So you can play the under 6.5 if you want, or you can take the +110 and take Colorado on the puck line. But I don't like making puck line bets official just because I've been burned so many times with a 3-2 final and, the Avalanche win, but they don't get the puck line, or you're sweating on an open net. Like, I don't want to make that official, but if you want something extra, there's your extra play for the show. If you want puck line, Avalanche over the Seattle Kraken for 1 unit at +110. But officially, it's Rangers money line at -128 and the over 6.5 goals for the Penguins and the Kings at -130. Now, here is your controversial bet of the day. Thursday night football. The Bears are taking on the Panthers. Who's playing quarterback for Chicago? I don't know. I don't care. It could be Badgett. It could be Fields. Doesn't matter to me. I did a deep dive on numbers here. And when you start looking at the Thursday night football numbers, everyone is missing a pretty big fact. Sunday night and Monday night are 10-1 to the under over their last 11 games. But Thursday night doesn't follow that trend. Thursday night actually is a coin flip. It's actually 4-4 by my count. You've got games like the Vikings against the Eagles, 34-28. Games like the Lions against the Packers, 34-20. The Bears, these same Bears, 40-20 against the Commanders. Jacksonville against the Saints, 31-24. I mean, even the Bucs and the Bills was 24-18. This idea that these teams who play on Thursday night, they don't score, actually is not true. The tired legs leads to more scoring. Well, why would that be? Because when players have the puck on their stick, the ball in their hands, you forget that you're tired. You're tired playing defense. That's when you get tired on back-to-backs. Now, you can be a bit more sluggish on the attack at times, but you, amazingly enough, you find energy when you have the ball in your hands. The Bears score 11.8 points per game in the first half. They've scored 20 their last 3 games, however. The second half number is 11 points scored for the Bears. The Panthers have scored 11 points per game this season in the first half, but 16.3 over the last 3 games. 9.5 points in the second half. If you take the average point total for both these two teams, you get 38.5. But if you take their averages per half, now sometimes they score a lot more in a half. That's what skews the average. But I thought about betting the first half under 19.5 points. I thought about that. And then I just went, you know what? I'm not going to play around with the first half number because that could be 3 touchdowns and we lose, right? 14-7, we lose. So I'm like, don't know if I want to go down that road. I'm going to go contrarian here. I'll bet under on Monday night and Sunday night. But Thursday night is not the time to bet under. I'm going to bet over. Again, 17.5, 20.9. Those are the averages per game for both these two teams. That's basically 38.5. We're on the average, right? Give or take a decimal point or a fraction or two. If we get an average game, we get 38.5. We get one more turnover. We get one sloppy play. We get one pickoff. Bad teams against bad teams tend to lead towards the over. because of mistakes. These are two very bad football teams. 3 wins combined. Over 38.5 for 1.1 units. Going to go against the world. Everyone's going to be on the under. Okay, you're going to hear everyone say primetime under, and maybe I'm walking off of, taking a long walk on a short pier, and I'm way off. But something tells me, the contrarian better in me says zig. Everyone's zagging, zig. Over 38.5. If I lose, I lose. 1.1 units. Panthers, Bears, over 38.5 for 1.1 units. I'm not saying it's going to be fun, by the way. Might fall 39. If we get it, it may not be getting it by a lot, but 38.5, you might get 38, you might get 37.5, depending on what the numbers do in the morning to overnight. I bet 38.5 tonight, 1.1 units to the over. And speaking of the over, man, this might be the highest total I've ever bet. This game's nuts. Bucks are at the Pacers. Giannis got chucked out of the game last night. Giannis, Detroit, over 227.5 by 10.5 points. 4 of the last 5 games for the Bucks have gone over. But the totals have been 225.5, 223.5, 223.5, 233, and 227.5. Only one game this year for the Indiana Pacers has gone under, and that was against Chicago at home, where it went under by 13 points. Every other game has cleared the total by at least 7 points, and we're talking about big totals. 41.5 against Charlotte, 238 against San Antonio, 242.5 last night. 9.5 points clearance on a total of 242.5. So what's tonight? It's 243.5. The books are just trying to find a number in which somebody will bet under. Indiana's 7-1 to the over on the year. Milwaukee's 5-2 to the over on the year. Tired legs could be a factor here, but I think that means no one plays defense. Tired legs, I think we have a run up and down. People get tired, but again, when you have the ball in your hands, you don't get tired. You find that energy when you have the ball in your hands. I think both teams are going to score. No one's playing any defense. This is an Indiana team that's already given up 155 points once to the Boston Celtics, which is an incredible number. I mean, look at some of these numbers they've given up. 120 to Washington, 155 to Boston, 125 to Charlotte, 118 last night to Utah. They scored 134, though. The reserves for the Pacers, they run, they shoot, they score. They're at home. Milwaukee's going to have to run to keep up with them. Over 243.5 for 1.1 units. Giannis needs to play, okay? If Giannis gets scratched for whatever reason, we're betting under. Okay, just go ahead and get out of it as fast as you can. Trying to get middled, make a middle for yourself. But if you can get out of it, get out of it if Giannis doesn't play. But I don't see why Giannis wouldn't play. He got ejected. He should be mad and angry and want to go and play hard and, put up a big number and do some impressive things. Being angry because of his second technical, which was a really weak technical that he got that caused him to be ejected. So, big night for Giannis. Let's see what he's capable of doing. Let's see what numbers he puts up. But over 243.5. It's a really big number, but it's the only number you really can play. I don't think you can play anything else just because of the way the game's going to go, which is dictated by Indiana. Somehow, by the way, the Lakers lost to the Rockets yesterday. Somehow. Everyone was talking about, LeBron's crying. He's going to go and have a monster game. They're going to kill the Houston Rockets. And then they went off and they got lit up. Gave up 128 points, 128 to 94. Everyone liked LeBron over on his points. Lakers, by the way, are 0-5 on the road. Keep in mind for that. LeBron scored 18 points, didn't go over his point total. How about that? Interestingly enough, LeBron didn't do it. So, 4 bets. 3 sports. We are going Rangers, money line, minus 128 for 1.28 units. Kings, over 6.5, minus 130 up against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Over 38.5 on Thursday night football. And over 243.5 for the Bucks and the Pacers in the NBA. All right. Having a good week. Let's keep it rolling. I'll talk to you guys in the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat. to join. No college basketball, by the way, because the college basketball slate is disgusting. Huge games Friday, though. Big games on Friday. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt. Each and every morning, the Daily Juice podcast, always being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.